Hi everyone, this is Dirk. Thanks so much for tuning in. Traveling is all about convenience, right? So here I have the Sony 18-135mm, a perfect travel companion. It's lightweight, it's sharp, and attached to any A6000 body, 6100, 6400, 6600, you name it. It's a really great travel combination. Now, since this is on a crop sensor times 1.5, it's equivalent to 27 to 202.5mm. And now, here we have the Tamron 28-200, almost the same focal range, right? So, it is much heavier, it is larger, and attached to the Sony A7R IV, a much heavier package, right? Does the increase in quality, at least I hope there is one, make up for the extra weight and size? We'll find out today. Because the Tamron's aperture starts at 2.8, it gives you an advantage of 1 or 2 stops over the Sony until 148mm. The first picture was taken with the Sony and the second with the Tamron. And now let's look at them side by side. The focus was on the second lamppost. Now let's take a look in the corners. And this just proves what a great travel combo the Sony 18-135 combined with an A6 series body is. Oops, this was a bit scary. But anyway, I had to take a picture here because this building was just beautiful. This picture was taken with the Sony lens. And this picture was taken with the Tamron lens. Now let's compare them side by side. Of course, we must not forget that I'm scaling down the 61 megapixel sensor of the Sony A7R IV to match the image size of the much smaller sensor in the Sony A6100. Both images look great, but especially in the corners the Tamron is simply sharper. So, and this is this beautiful house from the inside. They had an event going on, so I was able to sneak in. We're shooting at the widest focal length with both lenses, and in the center both of them look really sharp. Although the Tamron seems to be the sharper lens, especially in the corners, we also see much stronger chromatic aberrations. And here comes the 200mm challenge. I spotted some people at the Bayside upper deck bar. Comparing the images side by side, in the center I see a little bit more sharpness with the Tamron. Now let's take a look at the corners. And here it's pretty clear. And now let's look at the real ratio if I wouldn't scale down the much larger image of the Sony A7R IV. This camera combined with the Tamron 28-200mm provides a lot more sharpness and details. To get a better variety of photos, I went to 13th Ave, corner 3rd, because I simply love the atmosphere. This is the picture taken with the Sony, and here with the Tamron. And now let's compare them side by side. I didn't always get the focal length 100% right on both cameras, but I think it's close enough to have a good comparison. In the center both images look really great and sharp. Now let's take a look at the corners. This is where the Tamron dominates. Next I went to the waterside shops to take some pictures of the artwork at 150mm. Looking at them side by side, both images are great, but especially when we zoom in, we have to give it to the Tamron. It is simply sharper. I spotted this amazing house in the water and I thought, what a cool subject for my comparison video. Although we had identical settings on both cameras, aperture, shutter speed, ISO, I still find the image coming from the A7R IV much nicer. At about 50mm, both lenses provide a pretty good center sharpness. So now let's take a look at the corners. The old story, we have to give it to the Tamron. Let me know in the comments below which of both options would you choose, which is the better travel combination. Thanks so much for watching this, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye for now.